It's Week 17 of the NFL, and all eyes are on the Monarchs burner at wide receiver. He's putting together one of the better seasons in league history. It's the Monarchs and the Texans, and it comes your way next on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the London Monarchs and the Houston Texans. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Texan ball club entering play here. And losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Londoners, they've had a long few days already as they were in London last week, back in the States, and on the road this week.
And they had some travel troubles coming back from London, but since they came back with a win, they'll put up with those and continue to move forward.
And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. Leading him out, the former Stanford man. At quarterback, it's Davis Mills.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
On the ground, it's Pierce to begin the drive. And he'll maybe get it back to the 25 here on the first play, but no more than that. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Working out of the gun, Mills. The man is Komet, the tight end. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. Now Mills. Rush coming, and he's taken down. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And according to our friends with Next Gen Stats, that sack occurred in a mere 2.1 seconds. Good luck trying to avoid that. Found good room to run there. Returns it 14 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. So now you've got their offense coming out for the first time with great initial field position. And they are led out there by their mobile quarterback.
Partner, do we still count this as the holiday season?
A little bit of a gray area, but I think you can.
Okay, well, we just passed it, right? Well, the gifts keep coming to our guy, don't they?
They do.
I mean, think about this now. Clinched a playoff spot. Offensive player of the week in Week 16. I think he's going to keep going. I think he's going to keep firing away. I don't think they pull back at all.
Yeah, and everybody for them rounding into form right now. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Watkins. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
Got it. Ready?
And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes they're quicker than they get credit for. And this time he used his quickness to make a play.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. He'll look to throw. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. And the Texans are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. So the interception there. And, Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched a playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football because turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified.
On 2nd and 12, Mills. He finds his man, Sky Moore. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 and a first down. First and 10, it's Pierce. And he's got room. Touchdown, Houston. Dameon Pierce, his 16th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Texans use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one.
Earlier in the week when they had their scouting report meeting, this was the explosiveness that they talked about trying to contain. They were concerned about it all week, yet he still did it to them. Wonder how that's going to carry over the rest of the game.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it was Dameon Pierce closing things out with a touchdown run. From the 6. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that #1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach talking about it, his team talking about it to each other, supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that #1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. So even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off the gas.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through. I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams that play it and play to win each and every game, they're the ones to deal with in the playoffs.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. The 26 big yards on that one. It's another first down.
That's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive, come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to two people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
So 3 plays already first and goal, and they are wasting little time. They'll keep it on the ground. Dawkins. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. His 19th touchdown now on the season. And the Monarchs are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the first and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And the football going back over now to the Houston Texans. As the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. It sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments to prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively. Ready for the second quarter from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football, as they've got it with a 2nd and 1 coming up. On second down, here's Pierce. And some room to work. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Well, now after all of this, hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside.
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. And he's able to bring it up 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
London about set to take over on offense. They'll start following the interception in great field position at the 45.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Going up top. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown!
Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 14-7. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the Plague did on the last one.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Here's Mills.
In trouble, and he's taken down.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. Now, the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And as we break it down on next-gen stats, that entire play wound up taking just 2.4 seconds beginning to end. So they were on him in a hurry. The danger of a punt that good, a 16-yard return. And they will take over 1st and 10.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. They'll start this drive out on the ground.
And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Trying to lay one up deep. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. A big play there. 46 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Now a handoff up the middle. Dawkins. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great effort there. With touchdown number 20 on the year.
And the Monarchs go up by 2 touchdowns.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Houston set to take over. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. The 40, the 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Houston.
Dameon Pierce.
His 2nd TD of the game and 18th of the year.
And the Texans are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6.
Extra point right down the middle. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25.
London about set to take over on offense. And right now, we've got a little bit of an offensive masterpiece going on both sides, moving the football, scoring points. It's almost like somebody put the defense on rookie mode in this one. I mean, we haven't even left the first half, Charles, and we're certainly on pace for a shootout.
An excellent start for both offenses. The fans have to be enjoying this to seeing all these points go up on the board. As a former defender, you know I'm not enjoying this at all. But right now, both these teams just trading haymakers. Let's see if anyone slips up first. Can anyone counter with a nice little jab and get things going in their direction?
On 2nd down, Dawkins. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
45 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown. A big play there.
61 yards as his guys are able to extend their lead.
Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now up to 14. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. Dameon Pierce taking the field with the rest of the Texans offense.
And Charles, you can't really fault him. He's over 100 yards already. He's not the reason they're losing.
And that is really unusual because ordinarily when you set the tone this way and have run it this effectively, usually your team's in control. So it's a very strange situation. And you're right, you can't pull it in. He's done a great job for his team thus far.
I'm guessing he's saying, feed me on the sidelines. Now will they continue to do it? Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down.
Mills now.
Under pressure, they got him again.
Christian Harris
in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks.
On 3rd down, here's Pierce.
And some room to maneuver. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston.
Dameon Pierce
on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Texans are back within a score.
These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up, and we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today it's track shoes. That's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far and fun to watch.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. A good job in the passing game. Decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
2nd and 2. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Texans here on 3rd down putting an extra defender in the secondary. He'll drop to throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that's caught inside the 35.
And he's going to get this down near the 25.
Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Let's go now.
So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10.
18, 5 in.
They'll look to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great play there. His second touchdown here in this first half. And the Monarchs will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now up to 14. Just a 4-play drive that time. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taken at the goal line. And he will be brought out here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Texans with the football here late in this first half. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team.
Mills hit, and he loses the ball. And this will be scooped up by the defense. And he's going to bring the fumble back for a touchdown. Well, Charles, not only did they fumble the football, but they're starting to fumble away their chances here a little bit. We've got a 3-score ball game now here in the first half.
And the last thing you want to do, partner, is help the other team with what are avoidable turnovers. You want to hang on to the football because you're already playing against a good team. You're just making it easier for them by giving them extra opportunities.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Texans with the football here late in this first half. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. A first down throw for Mills. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Throwing, Mills. Can't get away, and he's taken down. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Going for it with Pierce. And they will get to him behind the line, but the clock continues to tick down. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. The Texans send the punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And take it right on the 30. So we have come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we send you on over to Orlando. Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the 3rd quarter. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. And this offense set to go now to begin the 3rd quarter. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
You're impressed, don't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games. Look, everyone talks about every game.
He's got a man, complete. And he will step out of bounds here inside the 30. And they rattle off a big one. 57 yards. Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
Come on, come on. Hit. Hurt.
They'll try the left side.
Church. And he'll get this past the 20 as he gets about 4.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
Ready.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself to get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Wide open is Watkins. He's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a first down.
Just more of the same there, partner. Guys have just been running free in the secondary this entire game. No pass rush, a lot of passes completed. Been an easy day for him.
Ready, set.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10.
He'll take this to the 46.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. And he's going to be met at about the 43. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Let's go.
They'll look to throw here. Over the middle, he's got Watkins. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 27-yard line. Now back to throw. And one more time, that's Watkins. Touchdown. A great effort there. 27 yards as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack the defense and take them out of the game.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll increase their lead to 28. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
Here's the Texans offense now, readying for their first possession of the second half.
The CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what Precious Mills hit, and he loses the ball.
It's going the other way. And fantastic field position has them just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line in the red zone. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that sixth sense, doesn't he?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help them.
And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line.
That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
The downside for the defense is that they're dealing with a team that's in their red zone, but the upside, not much room to work with for the offense. Fewer windows in the zone for them to throw into. Tough for a quarterback to get thrown.
Touchdown! A great play there. A beast in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game.
And the Monarchs have taken a 5-touchdown lead. A familiar refrain, a turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this third quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosening up. You may get some playing time in this one.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Houston's offense taking over again. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
So now after the sack, Mills and the Texans needing to navigate a 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety.
Well, 2 snaps ago, I don't think anyone thought a safety was on the table, yet it happened. They caught him on back-to-back plays breaking through the line. No amount of evading was going to save him from a sack on either play, and on the last one, he ran too deep into the end zone to set up the safety.
After the safety, remember, they also need to give up the football, and here's the free kick.
This is taken at the 18. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run. But they're certainly not neglecting their run duties as well as they ate up the blockers in front and allowed the secondary to get home.
Rig alert, rig alert.
2nd and 11. He's going to air one out. It's caught inside the 25. A big play that time through the air. And even 50 yards. We have played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Houston. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. Long. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21.
Hey, baby, this ain't good enough for us.
So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
Now a handoff up the middle. Long. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
Here we go, shot.
At the 23, it's 2nd and 12.
Back to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
The offense on 3rd down, they've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12. Looking for Watkins, and it's intercepted.
picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker.
And the Texans are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 now for Mills and the Texans.
At their own 21. Mills. And his throw's going to be incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
To throw, Mills.
And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. 3rd and long for Mills.
Under pressure again, and down he goes again. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. The Texans send the punter out as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he's able to get it out of there. He'll take it a few steps in front of the 50. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. You just kind of feel for the defense right now. This deficit, they have not been able to stop them the entire game, Charles. And some hands on hips, some long faces out there on the defensive side. They're like, oh, my gosh, we got to face these guys again here.
Yeah, people don't understand how hard it is when you're on the side that's being dominated to keep your head up and continue to play hard. And that's what they're going through right now, trying to find that pride inside of them to allow them to continue to fight, even though they are down huge in this game.
So still throwing here in the 4th quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to, because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And the Texans set to come onto the field.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
A throw left side to start out. That's complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
From the shotgun, it's Mills.
And he can't escape, and down he goes.
Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11.
Now they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21.
Mills to throw it.
And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Looking to throw is Mills.
Under pressure, and down he goes.
Christian Harris
in there for the 7th time in this game alone, and that ties him with the late Derek Thomas for the most sacks ever in a single game. The Texans send the punter out as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. London about set to take over on offense. And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the 4th. Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off.
A nice burst there as they'll get about 7 that time on the 1st down run. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Back to throw here. And that going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. So it's our visitors with a football as we get you reset. The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down at a 21-yard gain.
It hasn't been the cleanest game for him, but there was a sign of improvement as he looks towards the next one. Nice bit of scrambling to move the sticks, and even more importantly, he didn't risk adding another interception to his ledger.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And the Texans are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he throws.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Mills. Flush. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Throwing on 2nd and long. Mills. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Mills from the gun on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. London about set to take over on offense. They're looking at a 3rd straight win here if they can hold on.
Here we go, here we go. 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers. Go, 3.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your...
And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review of this game. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point splits the uprights, and this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. Facing a big 4th quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. Mills on 1st down. Pressure comes, and down he goes. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Operating from the gun. Mills under pressure, and they got to him again. Christian Harris in there again as he's able to pick up sacks on both 1st and 2nd down.
Now on 3rd and forever, he'll look to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
The Texans send the punter out as he's on to kick it away. And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick.
Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level.